Hi everyone, it's Kathy from Kathy's Quilts and Stitching. Welcome to my Flosstube. Well, my Flosstube adjacent Flosstube. I'm not really a Flosstuber. I'm a wannabe, and so I'm say that I'm Flosstube adjacent. Thank you for thank you for dropping by today. And today I'm going to show some cross stitching, some quilting, some knitting, some embroidery, whatever you can stitch by hand. I'm all about it. You can find me on Kathy's Quilts and Stitching blog, um, which I've been writing for maybe 18 years. Uh, kathysquilts.blogspot.com. You can also find me on Instagram at SSS for Slow Sunday Stitching, SSS Cat, KAT 7. And you're welcome to join me on any of those platforms. So first I'm going to start with my book of days. I have been doing book of days for 2 years now. I love these. These are from the Needlework Press that you can order. And if you want to treat yourself, tell your kids or your partner to order you one of these for 2025. Get your order in early. They're very popular. And I write down every day what I do. And that is because so much of women's work, well, no offense if any of you are men, but so much of women's work is invisible work. You do the dishes, they're dirty in a minute. You cook a meal, it's gone in a minute. And it's invisible. You work, 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 and it doesn't, there's nothing to show for it. But that's why I love stitching, because you stitch and it's still there the next day and you can see it. And even though we work on projects that take us a really long time to finish, that's why I write down all the things that I stitch on every day so that I can remember what I actually did. And it's meaningful to me and it's important to me. So this is kind of like my stitchy diary. And I write down every day all the things that I work on. Sometimes I put stickers in, like labels of things that I've bought. That's from 123 Stitch. Or, seasonal stickers. And one of the special things I've done recently is bought some Olympic stickers. That's one. And I spent a lot of money on them. I ordered them online. They make me so happy and I'll have them forever. There's some more. I loved watching the Olympics. And I love that I have this souvenir of my experience with the Olympics 2024. And so let's get into the Olympic stitching. So this year, for the first time ever, I sewed along with Katie, the Naptime Stitcher, hashtag the Naptime Stitcher, and she created a list of prompts for us for things to sew every day on the Olympics. And I really tried to follow each prompt every day, and it was so much fun. So thank you, Katie, for doing that for us. So I'm just going to go through each day what I stitched, what my project was, and how it went. First one, day one, opening ceremonies. Didn't we all love Celine Dion? Oh my gosh, can I tell you? I was a weeping and a howling, as I like to say, over that. But my first project was supposed to be a new start, so I started a new start, and it had to be Canadian New Start, the Canadian Sampler by Erin Elizabeth. And I had my eye on that for a while, but I started it the very first day of the Olympics. And I worked on it for 4 days. There it is. What's happening here? There, how's that? That's how far I got on the Canadian Sampler by Erin Elizabeth. And for the first time, I'm using a gridded fabric, which makes it so much easier. I will always get that if I can from here on in. I love it for a big project. For a small project, you don't need it. But so new start, first day. This is called 14 count easy count, and I got it through 123 Stitch, called Cream Rust Ada easy count. Second day was something patriotic, so of course I did something Canadian, and I actually did probably the flag or maybe this, I don't know. The third day, something related to summer, also worked on this because this is a summer scene. Not that I'm anywhere close to doing any of the summer activities on here with the flowers, but fourth day was colors of Olympic rings. This has all the colors of the Olympic rings in it, except for gold, which I'm going to put in somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So those are the four. This is what I worked on for the first 4 days. Those are my initials right there. I did them in the blue. The rest of the letters will be in black. So, oh, there's threads hanging from the, okay. Well, there's threads hanging from all the borders. I see that now. But that's just how I roll. Okay, what a great project. What a great chart. I love it so much. Day 5, something with water. So that day I worked on Wild Whimsy Bear by Darling and Whimsy Designs. I ordered that on Etsy and it was such a great chart. And you have to watch the video from last month to see the story about camping. And the stain that I was worried about from the squirrel eating the snacks, I was able to brush it all off, and I don't think you can even see where that stain was. So all is well. Such a great design. So much fun to stitch it. And I'll be making that into a little tiny wall hanging sometime in the near future. So that was supposed to be something with water. I figure, well, you know, bears swim in water. And I was going to do a different water project, but I couldn't access the chart on my computer and watch the Olympics on my computer. So anyways, Wild Whimsy Bear was day 5. Day 6 was cycling, something round. And so I worked on my bird nerd project. This is on 25 Count Lugana Countess by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I was working on these little berries, these round little berries. And I'm so close on this project. Let me open it up so you can see the whole thing. I'm so close to finishing it. This is from Amity. Boomerang Stitches, I think, is her Flosstube. And Hathaway Stitches is her YouTube. So fun. I'm so close. There's a lot of stitching down here and this 4th bird to finish, and then I'm done. So that was what I worked on, actually a couple of days, but for sure day 6. And day 7 was the marathon day. And I worked on a challenge, which was Spring's Messenger from Scattered Seed Samplers. It's one of my oldest projects in cross stitch. And I figured out where my mistake was. My mistake is that the bird's feet should be 1 stitch longer. And so that line coming across would be 1 stitch lower, which would mean there was more room for the nest and the eggs in the nest. But once I figured it out, okay, now I know what I need to do to move the project along. And I'm so close to finishing on this. I was really, really happy with the progress I made during the Olympics on that project. Okay, so day 8 was stitch something with more than 1 person. I have nothing that I can think of that has any people in. I don't stitch people. I mostly do birds, but also animals. And so I started this one from Tiny Modernist, which was Matryoshka Doll. It's a free pattern you can download. And I had 2 days of stitching on that, and I really enjoyed it. Isn't that pretty at the bottom? Such a lovely design. And so now I probably won't finish all of this. I will probably go right to the birds next. But that was a really fun project. The start, 25 count Peter Lagana 2/2 for that one. Okay, day 9 was rowing, something with a row or a border. So I worked on this, which has a row of strawberries and a little row of flowers, but I really wanted to make some progress on those strawberries, and I did. And this is where things are. I figured out all the problems with the strawberries, and I thought I had made a big mistake that one of the rows was higher than the other, but no, it actually is. One row is higher than the other. Just how it rolls. So I made some good progress on that one, and I don't love this crunchy fabric, but it was supposed to be on black. If you've watched my videos, you know, like I don't like black. I have to do on something different. So I had this piece that fit long and narrow, and that's what I used. 2/2, 28 count even weave is what this one's on. Okay, then you know what? I just had a random start, and also it's Amity's fault. She's a bad influence. Amity of Boomerang Stitches. Also, I mentioned Flosstube Hathaway Stitches. She showed this on her Instagram one day. That day I saw it. I'm making that. I ordered the pattern right away. The pattern is called Summer Sucks. It's by the Witchy Stitcher. Can you see that on this? You probably can't see that. By the Witchy Stitcher. But of course, I don't do black backgrounds. I can't see it well enough and it's too stressful. So, oh, I can take it out of the package. Of course I can. I did it on a blue, what did I do? Light blue, 14 count, 2/2 Ada. And here it is. Oh, there's a needle. I need that needle. Get out. Okay. I love this. Love, love, super, super love. It came together really quickly. I feel this way about summer. I don't like the heat. I don't like being on the beach. I don't like being hot and sweaty and melty and sticky and gross. So such a great design. I love it so, 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 so much. And I'm going to make that into a little summer wall hanging. I was a little bit worried about seeing the white skeleton, so I outlined it a bit in the same floss that the ghost was made in so that you could see the skeleton and then the skulls down here. Look at those menacing, obnoxious seagulls. I'm telling you, they're vicious around here. If you bring food out, they will attack you for that food. And anyways, yeah, I think I've gone, you get the point. I hate summer. So summer sucks. Love that design. I started it during the Olympics. And the theme that day was something with a house. I saw it in the morning. I downloaded it. I started it in the evening. Here's the house right here, sandcastle. Oh, that was so fun. Okay, day 11 was something by your favorite stitcher, which of course is Tiny Modernist. So I did more. I did this the first day, and then the second day I did this bottom part. Matryoshka Doll, that was 2/2 Lugana, 25 count. Day 12 was something with a fish. No, no, it wasn't. Day 12, something with an animal. And so I made it a fish. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So I have been working on the Square Dance pattern by Heart and Hand as a monthly project. And let me show you, I have them all here. January, February, March, love the birds, probably my favorite. April, carrots, May, flowers, June, popsicles, July, fish. That's what I worked on. What day was that? Something with an animal day. That was day 12. This is on 28 count Monaco, 2/2. Now, we're just going to say that looks fantastic because it's finished. I worked on it not just that day, but another day or two. And there's a big mistake here. This does not line up. And I was fretting over it. And then I finished it and I thought, well, it's not terrible. I don't think you can tell really that that's a half a stitch out, this line, because I counted wrong over here. This should have been a full stitch between this yellow fish and the blue, and I made it a half a stitch. I don't know why. I'm blaming it on the Olympics. I don't think you can tell. I'm not taking it out. I went right back on forward to the next month, which is August, which is beehives. I love that project. It's so much fun. Oh, this is how far I've gotten on. Might be this way, it might be this way. Probably this way because I usually put the needle at the top, and there's the floss for the beehive one. Oh, I'm so excited about working on that. I love it so much. Okay, now the next day, day 13. We're still on the Olympics, people. Stay with us here. Stitch something that is part of a SAL. So I worked again on my July square dance, and the error which I spotted that night, and I didn't fix it. I'm like, I'm just moving right on. Day 14, something you can't wait to stitch, was weightlifting, W-E-I-G-H-T, weight, get it? Weight or weight. And I worked more on the Matryoshka Doll. I really enjoyed working on that. Okay, 15, day 15, work towards your goal on any piece. So I got out my Frosted Pumpkin SAL, 28 count nocturne, 2/2. And I was finishing up the caribou, the walrus over here. I had finished up some of the water down here, and I went on to start the caribou, which I have since finished. Oh, look at him. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. You'll notice that I'm missing one white fox here, one violent white fox. I haven't decided if I'm going to put him in there with some modifications in his abusive behavior or if he's staying off. But right now this is a space, but it might not be by the end. But anyways, I'm so excited about my progress on Arctic Animals. Such a great pattern, so much fun by Frosted Pumpkin SAL. Okay, 16 was again working on a part of a series, which I worked on my square dance fish. And then already it was at the end, closing ceremonies, which was something you plan to finish in 2024. And I worked on bird herd again. Where is it? It's on the bottom of the file here. I worked on the bird herd. And I extended this line over here, and I did some very boring beige stitching up there. And I've already put in 2024, so I must finish it in 2024. So I really hope I will. I know I will. I'm so close to being finished. I do this pattern on, it was my very first pattern that I downloaded on Pattern Keeper. And my friends at Stitch North helped me to learn that. And I was so proud that I could do it. And I love stitching that. And I'm so close. I'm like 95% finished, according to the stats they keep. So, okay. I think that's it for that. So now we are moving on to this pile, which is the Stitches and Pages Book Club by Katie the Novel Stitcher. And so the first project was a single thread by, the book was a single thread by Tracy Chevalier, and I stitched this one, Light a Single Candle by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I love it. One thread, just a variegated DMC. And then the next book we did was called Funny Story. I had to buy it because I couldn't get it at the library. There was like 60 holds on it. And so the project I made for that was from the Really Cross Stitch book. And I finished it and I framed it in time for the book discussion. How can we not get? Guess we're just gonna always have a reflection. I can see myself in that reflection. That's weird. Anyways, that's what I finished for the book club to go with a funny story. And that was really fun. The discussion about the book was also really fun. Our third book is called The Violin Conspiracy. And I have already chosen a pattern to start. It's ordered and it's going to just be some regular DMC floss, but I'm going to do Music and Books pattern by Little House Needleworks. So I'm excited about that start whenever it comes in the mail. And that's the very fun Stitches and Pages book club through Katie the Novice Stitcher. Thank you, Katie. So much fun. If you like books and stitching, which I do. Okay, that was the Olympics. That was such a great experience, and I really enjoyed it. And so now we're moving on to quilting. I have been making some good progress with the signature quilt I'm doing for my daughter. This is the pattern. The seed of it is a panel, but man, oh man, it's pages and pages of instructions. It's way harder than I thought it was going to be, but look at me meeting the challenge. So this is a top panel. And so you cut out different sections of the panel, like this block here. It's all pre-measured. It tells you exactly, like cut out this size, cut out this panel, and then the blocks where I put the signature blocks in are just supposed to be piece blocks. So it's figuring out, it's a lot of math. So it's coming along. I'm pretty happy about it. It's got to get done in the next month, and I'm really working hard on it. As I said, it's way harder than I thought it was going to be. But you know what? Maybe if I'd stopped stitching on all the other 400 projects, I could focus on that. I won't do it. So next I did the Canada Day pillow, which was the spring shop hop from last year, which I just got the kit recently at Yield Fabric Shop in Stratford. There's my block. So fun. All the fabrics were in the kit. I really enjoyed it. And now I'm ready to make that into a pillow, which I will really enjoy doing. Next quilting project is I'm putting the binding on a mystery quilt. I'm not going to show you here because it's very large, but I did a Scrappy binding for this quilt. This is the laundry basket mystery from May 2021. Side of my side. Totally scrappy quilt. I loved making it. You can look up on my blog, kathysquilts.blogspot.com, to see more information about it. We made it different. This was in May of 2021. We made different block patterns every day for 2 weeks for a total of 225 blocks. Some are piece, some are plain. And I just did it totally from scraps, totally. And so it's not really as coordinated as I would love, but what I do love now is I'm doing the binding from all different leftover pieces from the blocks. And having a great time putting the binding on the Scrappy quilt. And it was quilted by my friend Roxanne, and it will, yeah, it's 15 blocks by 15 blocks. It'll be a square quilt, which isn't my favorite, but I do love how for a Scrappy quilt using stuff that I didn't buy anything for, except the backing. I did buy the backing fabric, which is gold. You can look on her blog, the Laundry Basket blog, for her blue and white version of this mystery. It's absolutely gorgeous, but mine's all scrappy. So I'll have some pictures on my blog as soon as I finish it. And I'm loving putting the binding on because that's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, I also wanted to show you this lovely set of pillowcases that my friend Pat made for me because I've never seen anything so beautiful. Can you see? The center flower is cross-stitched, and there's all kinds of specialty stitches, satin stitches, scatter stitches, stem stitches. It's absolutely beautiful. There's 2 of them. I love them. I've been waiting to show them on my Flosstube here and on my blog, and then I'm going to put them on my pillows. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What a lovely and generous gift she made for me. Look at those leaves. I just can't stop looking at it. Her stitching is just extraordinary. Okay. What's next? Baby quilt. I finished the baby quilt that I showed last time. I think I showed it last time. I'll show a little teeny tiny picture. That is the baby quilt. That's my cousin and his wife Sharon and their new baby girl Faith Ann. And I print out these little teeny tiny pictures to put in the back of my book of days with this amazing little mobile printer. It's called Kodak Step, and I found out about it from Sherry, the Colorado stitcher. She talked about it and I got it, and it's if I can use it, anybody can use it if you want to print out these cute little photos. I'm doing all kinds of things with those little cute photos, and such a fun and great investment. Anyways, finish the baby quilt in time for the baby shower. So yay me. Knitting. I started a new knitting project from my Kitchen Bright dishcloths. I'm knitting this one. And this is a new to me stitch called Bee Stitch. And I got this great yarn, which is, what's it called? I love it so much. Did I write down the name of it? Shoot, I wanted to tell you. Oh, here it is. I kept this. It's called Sudz by Estelle. And the pattern is called Cabin. The yarn is called Cabin, 100% cotton, which is great for face cloths and washcloths. But look at how it knits up. Oh my gosh. Push that through there. I think I'm doing it right. Think that's right? I made an error at about this, I'm about this far along. I made an error. I had this at the hospital when I was there with my mom, and I ripped it all out and started over again. So I think I've got it right this time. And I love how this yarn looks. Ooh, so fun. So proud of myself for A, staying sane at the hospital, and B, accomplishing something with wasted time. Okay, where am I now? I'm on this pile. And oh, I forgot to say, oh, yay, this is what's next. Winner of the draw for the Fat Quarter Shop Star of Wonder Mystery Quilt Fabric Pack. You have to watch my blog, not my blog, Flosstube adjacent last month to see what this is all about. But anyways, the winner of the draw, oh, I had it on my phone. I wanted to show you, is Kathy J. Where's my phone? Here it is. It's under the pile. There's lots of piles going on here. I want to show you because the name is a little bit complicated. Can you see that? That's the winner of the draw. So if you are Kathy J-U1Q, please email me and I will send this wonderful package of fabric to you to make the Star of Wonder mystery quilt. And thank you everyone for drawing. I think there's 21 people who were interested in that. And Kathy J, you are the winner. Okay, plans. Everybody loves to talk about plans at the end of the month. And my plans for September, it's going to be a pretty busy month for me, but I do want to join in on Sampler September. But first, look at this. I got this from Primrose Cottage, which is Summer Quaker. And even though I hate summer, I do love this. And look at this. This is my first time with hand-dyed silks. I'm going to stitch this with this. My very first time. I'm pretty excited about that. That's going to be something I start in September. That's not Sampler September, but also Sampler September, I got this. There. Well, you can't really see the whole picture, but this is from the Stitchery Sisters, and it's called the Cherry Garden Sampler. And I saw it on, oh dear, I don't like it when people don't remember and give credit. It's a blog from England, and she's so lovely. Oh, come back next month when I've started it, and I will tell you. You know what? I'll put it in the drop down box below, all the information. But I got all the DMC flosses. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to make this. And what I like about it is it's a sampler. It has lots of letters, but only a tiny house because I don't like stitching big houses with lots of blocks of color. I don't like that. But it's got like out of perspective, proportion, like a dog and a bunny. It's got lots of other little things in there. And of course the cherries. So that's going to be a really fun pattern to stitch. So I'm going to start that in September. Pretty excited about that. And I'm going to start this one, Cuckoo Bird Sampler. And I found this little piece of linen that someone gave me. I don't know what it is, but it has a slight blue tinge. And I think it's, I'm pretty sure it's a linen. And look at that. Let me put it on here. Look at that variegated thread. And it's number 4506. What do you think? Is that fantastic? That's a start for September. I'm pretty excited about that. We've got two starts. We've got the yellow one, we've got the bird, and I think I'm going to do the mini apple sampler by Pinker and Pumpkin. And I've done several of hers before. The most recent one was Strawberry Sampler. And this is how I finished them. We've got our squirrel sampler and our pumpkin sampler. Sometimes I make a little sleeve, and sometimes I just hang it with some clips on one of these cute little quilt mini quilt hangers. So I'm going to start another one of Pinker and Pumpkin.blogspot.com project. All of her patterns are free. You can hop over there and see what beautiful things she has to share with us. I'll start another one. I think I'm going to do the apple one, which is on her blog. If you just type in mini sampler, she'll come up with all her free patterns. Okay, did I cover everything? I think that's everything. If not, well, hopefully I'll see you in September, and I will be able to update you about September sampler starts and everything else September. And I hope you are happy that it's the end of the summer. I know I sure am, coming into my favorite season of the fall, and hope you'll come back then to see what I've been up to. Happy stitching, everybody.